Angel Wynn is known for many different things. She's a director, editor, camera operator for her family business, the Wynn Network. She's a friend, a sister, a daughter. She has a podcast called Jesus First, Then Coffee. And she also has merch, so go check her out because this is a dear friend of mine. Let's welcome Angel Wynn. You look so pretty.
Come on, Purple.
So happy to have you on here. Oh my goodness.
I'm honored. Hey. I'm honored. How are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Blessed and highly favored.
Yes, ma'am.
This is so dope.
I'm proud of you too. You're doing a lot of great things. So you inspired me. Really. Yes. I love your hair. Oh my goodness. I need my hair done.
Good. You look like a snake.
Thank you. So can you tell the viewers a little about yourself? I know you obviously, but can you tell them a little about you? Oh yeah, let's get to the questions.
All right, so just go for it. Just go into it.
Yeah.
Well, hey y'all, my name is Angel Wynn. I am a film editor and director. I'm originally from the West Coast, but I just relocated to Houston to open up just kind of more into film and production. I've been doing it for about 7 years now, and yeah, God really put me and my family in this field, and I'm excited about this podcast. I'm a little nervous because I'm usually the one asking the questions, so now it's like being asked questions is very interesting, so yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
What were your thoughts as a kid being brought up in church? Because I grew up in church as well, but I'm sure my experience is more different than yours. So what was it like for you?
Growing up in church is something that I'm used to. I was born and raised in church. My parents were pastors. They pastored 3 churches simultaneously since they were 25, and now in their older age. So for me, it was just normal. It was something that I expected. It was something that girls kind of grow up looking at princesses or Disney Channel stars, and definitely we did that too. But we would look at the missionaries and like the preachers or the apostles and prophets, and you aspire to be like them growing up. But for me, it was my norm, and it was something that I loved and I was comfortable with.
Yeah. So with that being said, were there any like hard, difficult, or overwhelming moments while being in church?
I can't say that there was, because I was so used to it. I think the struggle of I worked in the different auxiliaries, like I was a youth leader, I was on the praise and worship team, I was on the hospitality, I had my hands in every auxiliary you could think of. The struggle really was just making sure that you can play your part and make sure that the church grows, or like that you're doing well in whatever position that you hold. But I cannot say that I had any struggle in church in that way.
That's good.
I don't know, it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever feel discouraged while growing up in church? Like, was there ever like too much pressure of being a leader for other young girls, or?
I will say that I feel as though I was young, being a leader in the church, and I think that is very interesting. I was leading the youth at 13.
Wow.
But it was like kids. I was doing little kids' church. So just looking at being older and looking at, a 13-year-old being a youth, she should have been a little older. But,
yeah.
But no. I genuinely don't have anything that I can say strictly about the church that I had any problems. And now we all have testimonies about our walk with God. That is something that the Lord always kind of deals with us and strengthens us, or the enemy will try to challenge us and try to make us drift off. But the church as a whole It was structured. It was good. It was, you get in, you get the word, but then it's when you get outside of those doors that you have to manage a relationship with God and making sure that you do that well. That can become a struggle of making sure that you're not living up to church standards. You're living up to biblical standards. What does the word say about salvation, about how we should walk, how we should live? That is the challenge that can come if you have ups and downs or dealing with different temptations and stuff like that.
Yes, I agree with you. So this is kind of a difficult question. You could answer it, but you could be honest. You don't have to answer. But have you ever thought about being like the world? Like, what would it be like not being in church at any moment? Because I know sometimes I was like, maybe I'm just doing all this, maybe for nothing. Sometimes I felt discouraged in a lot of things. Have you ever felt like that before?
Did I ever want to be in the world? I've always really had a passion for people that were in the world, to be real with you, because I've had an encounter with God at a very young age. What deals with me in the prophetic anointing and also just intercessory prayer. So I've always had a strong pull at wanting to let people know that are out there that there is a way better than what they're facing. So no, I never really envied or desired to be in that place, because I know the world likes to show, or like social media or people like to show the glamour side of clubbing and drinking and smoking and sleeping around, all that stuff, but they're not advertising the dark moments, the hangovers, the broken hearts, the diseases, the sicknesses. They're not advertising, showing the realness of what really goes into you living this lifestyle. So I've always been keen to that side. I've been aware of that side of it, so there was never a desire for me to go and just like break out of what I know. I think people tend to break out of what they know because they're breaking from the church, but it's a relationship with God that I don't need to break from. So I never really desired to do that.
Because that gave me the chills, because there's really nothing in this world that people have to offer. So that gave me the chills, really.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your podcast. So what was your inspiration for that?
Okay, so yeah, that goes into disobedience. Okay, that goes into you breaking a relationship with God. Jesus First Thing Coffee, the podcast, is the podcast that the Lord gave me in 2022 in January. I was supposed to do it that month, and I did a trailer, and I didn't proceed with any episodes. I didn't even record an episode because I was like, almost like there was a fear factor that came of like, God, I'm putting myself out there. Like, what do I do? So I kind of froze, and I didn't pick it back up until this year. And we wrapped up our season 1, and it's been a blessing to so many people. But I can only imagine if I did it in January, what would have happened. But Jesus first, the premise of first and our desire second. That's what Jesus First Thing Coffee. I like to say, I love coffee above everything, but we got to put Jesus first. But coffee can represent the desires that we have. So that desire can be a very sinful, fleshly desire. Whether that is to sleep around, to drink, to smoke, to party, to do all those things. Putting Jesus before all of that and laying your life down, presenting your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto the Lord. That's what the podcast is about. So for me, I put things before the Lord in my own heart and in my own life. Growing up in the church, sometimes you do get prophetic words about where the Lord is taking you. So I would get prophetic words about my husband. When the Lord gonna send me my man? Right.
Still waiting.
Yeah. And you get like this hope of like, okay, he's coming. But I was at the age of like 12 when I got my first prophetic word about that. And so yeah, I was thinking because the mothers in the church would tell me that they were getting married at 13, at 14, but they're, that was way back then. That was in the back of the day. And I'm thinking, I'm 12, so I'm next. From this marriage life. So started almost idolizing marriage and idolizing relationships, and it wasn't until I was 18 I'm like, Lord, nothing is happening. You promised me these things and they're not going to pass. He said, no girl, I didn't say yet, I didn't say when, I was just letting you know to be encouraged. Prophecies come to give warning, guidance, or comfort. He was just comforting me through the time of, if you have any hopes of a young girl, you'll be married. But he wasn't telling me when. So I idolized that, and I got into a relationship that I thought, well, this was the one for me. This is the prophetic word. I thought, and you get out of alignment of God, and I put that first in my life. And that's when the Lord was like, I need you to put me back first, and all the other things, put it last, or take it completely out of your life. And yeah, just a rebuilding of the relationship with God. And that's what this podcast was about. We interview incredible individuals that have testimony, that teach young believers or people that are just coming to Christ what it is really like to lay down your life to take up the cross.
That was good. Well, do you have any advice for the people watching?
My advice, just take it day by day. I think we as people, we try to look at our life 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, which is good to have a plan. It's good to know where you're going. But it can almost stress you out when you look at your life and where you want it to be and where it's at now. Even with your walk with Christ, where you want it to be versus where it is at now. You're looking at all these people that are on platforms and preaching, Sarah Jakes, all these different singers and artists performing at their peak, but you forget they had a beginning. And we're all, if this is our beginning, we need to work it out. We need to develop our relationship with God. We need to build our foundation of our careers, of our talents. So don't get discouraged if you're at day 5 staring at somebody that is at year 7, so just take a day.
Well, thank you so much for joining me again. I know somebody's going to be inspired by you because you are amazing, so thank you so much. Also, I would like to purchase a hoodie from you if I can, if you have any left. Surprise! But yes, I would like to purchase a hoodie from you. If you have any available, I'll DM you, all my information, whatever. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, beautiful. Yes, Jesus First and Coffee hoodies. They're available for about 7 days, and then because we do different trials. But I got you, period.
Yeah, well, thank you.